Hello, thank you everybody for the warm welcome, and thank you, Greg, for the nice introduction. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to join you all for this annual luncheon. I thought I will begin by providing a brief introduction on my favorite subject, obviously, ADM, and talk a little bit about our operations here in Illinois. Then maybe I've shared some reflections on the state's strengths and opportunities as a manufacturing center. We often hear it said that the social, economic, and political environment in our world today is marked by volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Given this dynamic and the fast-changing environment, we cannot expect our companies or our state to compete successfully with just small adjustments to our current way of doing business. So as part of my remarks, I will humbly offer some ideas and suggestions for changes we can make together to continue creating a more favorable climate for jobs, for growth, and for statewide economic development that benefits all Illinois citizens. Many of you probably have a sense of the work ADM does, although you may not realize the full scope of our business, especially as we have evolved significantly over the past 6 years. So by way of introduction, ADM is one of the world's largest agricultural processors and food ingredients manufacturers, working with farmers to connect the food they grow with consumers around the world. The company was founded in Minneapolis in 1902 as a linseed oil manufacturer. We are the 31st oldest company in the New York Stock Exchange, and we are proud to have delivered dividends to our shareholders for 344 consecutive quarters. So if you're quick on math, that's 86 straight years. So we moved our headquarters to Decatur in 1969, and in 2014 we created our global headquarters here in Chicago. Today, we have more than 32,000 employees around the world in 750 locations, including 500 crop procurement facilities, such as country elevators, warehouses, river terminals, or port facilities, more than 250 processing plants, and 38 innovation centers. We also operate one of the world's premier crop transportation networks, encompassing 29,000 rail cars, 2,500 barges, 1,300 semi-trailers, and 31 ocean-going vessels. To give you an idea of the scale as a processor, each day we process 156,000 metric tons of soybeans, 137,000 metric tons of corn, and 17,000 metric tons of wheat. This is enough wheat to bake more than 50 million loaves of whole wheat bread every day. Think about that. So from the creamer of your coffee to the buns for your hamburgers, from the salad dressing to breakfast bars, from the gas you put in your car to the toothpaste maybe you use in the morning, we touch the lives of many, many people around the world every day. So historically, ADM has been known for producing commodity ingredients, ranging from corn sweeteners and basic vegetable oils to various flours, starches, thickeners, and plant-based proteins. But today, following a series of recent strategic investments and acquisitions, we are also a leading provider of natural flavors and colors, nuts, seeds, and ancient grains, specialty food oils and oil blends, a broader portfolio of plant-based proteins, and other value-added ingredients. We're also investing in cutting-edge expertise and innovation to become a leader in personalized nutrition, which is basically the use of customized combination of microbial ingredients like probiotics to strengthen immunity, enhance digestive health, and combat obesity. It's a natural evolution that reflects consumers' increasing preference for food that's healthier, natural, organic, and clean label. And this evolution is enabling us to diversify our business and serve as the first call for food customers, large and small. A significant amount of what we do takes place right here in Illinois. We employ more than 5,000 state residents at our offices, 30 plus processing plants, and 46 elevators through Illinois. And last year, we spent more than $5.8 million with more than 16,000 Illinois businesses, including farmers. So at ADM, obviously, everything we do starts with the farmer. So during this period of low grain prices, we have focused on providing them with the tools and services that help them effectively market their crops and increase their profit margins, including mobile phone apps that provide real-time market data and pricing information. All of which is to say that even as we continue to grow operations around the world, Illinois remains vital to our overall mission of helping to feed a world that will reach a population of about 9.5 billion people by mid-century. And that's fitting because our state has been and continues to be at the heart of US agriculture. So Illinois is important to us, and I suspect to everyone here today, because it serves as a true crossroads of local, national, and global commerce. Today, our state roadways, railways, and waterways provide ready access to the East, West, and Gulf coasts, which in turn give us the ability to reach markets and consumers around the world. For a company like ours that serves customers in 160 countries, this represents a major strategic advantage. Our state also benefits from a highly skilled and educated workforce. And Chicagoland, in particular, is home to many of our highly valued customers, as well as several of our industry peers. For these and other reasons, we are continuing to invest to grow our Illinois operations. In just the past 2 years, we have committed to spending more than $40 million for a pet food plant in Effingham, another $40 million for a feed mill in Quincy, $20 million for a new R&D lab in Decatur, and more than $150 million to build a large new flour mill in Mendota. So we at ADM are highly committed to Illinois, and we're proud to call the state home. And because it's our home, we want to ensure it remains competitive with a business climate that attracts new employers and new investments and creates opportunities for all. While Big Shoulders created this great manufacturing center, there are new challenges and new ways of doing business that we need to tackle together. In our view, there are 3 specific areas requiring our collective attention if we want employers to view Illinois as a great place to do business. Those areas are improving our infrastructure, enhancing the size and diversity of our workforce, and promoting innovation. I'll take each one in turn, starting with infrastructure. Our sector's ability to maintain efficient supply chains, processing operations, and delivery networks depends upon well-maintained roads, bridges, railways, and waterways, assets that facilitate access to domestic and global markets. For farmers, agribusinesses, and related industries, these needs are particularly critical. Historically, the US has been the world's leading supplier of agricultural commodities. But today, US farmers are losing market share as Russia becomes a major force in world wheat markets. And South America is playing a similar role as declines in local currencies have made the region a more competitive exporter of soybeans and corn. To reverse this trend and help ensure our country's farmers, processors, and all Illinois manufacturers can continue to compete globally on the basis of quantity and availability, the public and private sectors must join forces to invest in transportation. and freight handling capabilities that improve efficiency and speed time to market. Of particular concern are the locks and dams that are so essential to the health and long-term viability of our inland waterways. The American Society of Civil Engineers has noted that nearly 120 million metric tons of commodities are shipped each year on our state's rivers and lakes, and that this infrastructure is key to our competitive shipping advantage. In addition to the role of infrastructure playing in helping us move vast quantities of products, Illinois has also an opportunity to lead in the variety and quality of specialized products we build, market, and ship around the world. That's why we at ADM has invested in the container freight loading and handling capabilities at the Midwest Inland Port in Decatur. The inland port is a multimodal transportation center seen by many local experts as essential to the revitalization of the region's economy. Its access to 3 Class 1 railroads and 5 major roadways enables the port to connect any product to any market anywhere in the world efficiently and cost-effectively. And this connectivity could make the region attractive to manufacturers, large and small. Since the port launched in 2013, we have seen 30% growth in our container exports. But so far, just one Chinese company has established operations in Decatur. For the inland port to fulfill its true potential, we need the $220 million Macon County beltway to finally become reality after many years on the drawing board. The beltway will divert heavy traffic away from both crowded city streets and rural roads, a must for safety and for ready access to the port. At the same time, the road will facilitate the creation of a true 21st century air cargo hub in downstate Illinois. Already, Decatur Airport has the ability to handle wide-body aircraft. With direct access to a beltway that makes it easier to get to and from the inland port, the region's appeal for manufacturers would increase dramatically, particularly given the Parks District's recent endorsement of direct jet service from Decatur to Chicago. Unfortunately, while the Beltway project has received some state funding, much more is needed to get the effort off the ground. My hope is that our state officials will line up behind the local agencies and economic development programs that have mobilized to seek federal infra program funding from the Trump administration. That support will be critical to the project's viability and growth. The second area manufacturers, governments, and educational institutions need to focus on is enhancing the size and diversity of our state's manufacturing workforce. It's been estimated that 80% of US manufacturers have a moderate to serious shortage of qualified applicants for skilled production positions. Within the next few years, more than 2 million manufacturing jobs nationally will be unfilled. And this shortage is only going to worsen as baby boomers leave the workforce in greater numbers. Agriculture and related industries are among those feeling the pressure. If current projections hold, there soon won't be enough qualified graduates to fill the roughly 58,000 job openings available each year in food, agriculture, and related fields. This is one reason why we partnered with Jobs for America's Graduates, or JAG, which helps at-risk students stay in school, pursue post-secondary education, and secure entry-level jobs. It's also why we founded the Agriculture Diversity and Inclusion Consortium last year in collaboration with the USDA and dozens of other stakeholders, including companies like Cargill, Caterpillar, John Deere, and Tyson, various colleges and universities, NGOs, and government agencies. The goal is to awaken students, parents, teachers, and the nation at large to the great opportunities available in our industries for skilled workers and college graduates alike. we've taken an equally aggressive approach to hiring veterans, ward members, and reservists who offer proven leadership, exceptional reliability, and the ability to work well in teams. Those efforts have earned ADM a national distinction as a military-friendly employer. And we believe Illinois manufacturers could take a similar approach to attract more qualified individuals, including veterans, to our sector. To do so, we need to promote the high level of innovative career tracks that exist today in manufacturing. For instance, ADM has 700 scientists and engineers. We have filed 767 patents since 2012. If you've been recently to the Farm Progress Show in Decatur, you know agriculture has now become a high-tech industry. But despite the transformational changes that have reshaped our industry, relatively few young people starting out in their careers are aware of this. It is our job as manufacturers to ensure that future generations of workers understand the dynamic and innovative environment that our sector encompasses and the impact it has throughout the world. We committed employers like the companies represented in this room, with some of the finest colleges and universities in the world within our state borders, and with ongoing investments in student outreach, STEM training, and job retraining, Illinois has an opportunity to attract a greater number of skilled workers from many origins and backgrounds to our state's manufacturing sector. The third and final priority I would like to mention is innovation, and is directed in creating an environment where innovation can actually flourish. Food innovation, in particular, is an area where we can distinguish Illinois from other manufacturing centers. I mentioned earlier that changing diets and consumer preferences were behind ADM's decision to move further into the healthy ingredients space. Many entrepreneurs have also seized on the opportunities presented by this consumer evolution. In recent years, dozens of food and food technology startups have sprung up in the Chicagoland region, from online restaurant delivery services to companies that make gourmet, chef-prepared meals for busy professionals and families. Much of this activity has taken place organically. So just imagine the possibilities if we were to strive to create the nation's premier food business incubator in a deliberate and coordinated way. In 2015, we at ADM made an effort to bring a taste of Chicago's innovation explosion to Decatur by launching a competition called the Food Innovation Challenge. Governor Rauner actually kindly joined us for the kickoff event. So ADM ran this innovation competition in partnership with National Foodworks Services, a Decatur firm that helps startups scale their ideas from prototype to large-scale production and distribution. The startup company that won the challenge, an artisan cookie dough maker called Susie's Doocies, grew in less than a year from a niche mail-order firm to the shelves at Kroger stores in and around the region. Success stories like Susie's Doocies, GrabHub, RX Bar, Home Chef, and many others demonstrate the appeal of Chicago and Illinois more broadly as a food innovation hub. And at a time when many large local consumer packaged goods companies are losing market share to startup competitors, it is increasingly important that we attract smaller brands that might help their larger counterparts innovate and win back customers and consumers. With such a dense concentration of expertise, experience, and know-how in our midst, it's easy to envision Illinois as the uncontested center of food innovation in the United States. The challenge is to create the business climate and support network that makes it easy for startups to establish here and grow here. There is already good work happening in this area. The University of Illinois Research Park already provides entrepreneurial space and mentoring guidance for startups. And we are optimistic that this commitment will continue to expand over time. Also, 1871, the tech incubator here in Chicago has become a hub for the city's startup tech sector. And soon the hatchery will serve as a new food business incubator in the city. But obstacles still exist. For example, when National Foodworks sought financing to locate their operations in Decatur, they were turned down 23 times. 23 times by public agencies and private entities. ADM ended up being the investor to help them set up shop. So perhaps going forward, more of our university and state agencies could act as facilitators for startups in food and manufacturing, similar to the guiding role maybe Stanford University has long played in Silicon Valley. So we at ADM are excited to engage with academic institutions, government agencies, manufacturing industry peers, and startups to help realize this vision of Illinois as the place where food innovators are developed, nurtured, and launched. As I said at the outset, we at ADM are proud to call Illinois home, and we believe the state has many of the core assets needed for a strong, vibrant economy, one in which manufacturing has and will continue to play a key role. But to achieve our goals for economic development, we will need decisive leadership. We will need cooperation between political parties and between the public and private sectors, and the determination and resolve to compete successfully in a fast-evolving world. We look forward to working closely with all of you, our manufacturing peers, with IMA leadership, and with representatives from both sides of the aisle to help advance our mutual interests, stimulate job creation, and enhance the quality of life for all Illinois citizens. Thank you all very much.